Sometimes I really wish romantic movies had a darker twist. So in this video, I'm turning rom-com movie posters into horror. Starting with The Girl Next Door. Let's import a house, and I really just need the part with the window. I'm just going to bring down the dark tones and make this whole thing a bit colder. Then I tried to include this iconic frame of the movie, but it didn't work out. So I used this photo instead and scaled her down to a size that seems reasonable. Then I masked out the window to put her inside the house. The light is coming from behind her, so I made her a lot darker and colder before importing the trash. I'm gonna cut it out and add a shadow under it. Then I'll also shade the trash can itself. And I'll bring its exposure down and make it colder, like the rest of this image. I also decided to work on the lighting of the girl a little more. Now, since the title sounds very horror-like, I'm gonna import a cut-off arm. You know, as in, the girl next door is a serial killer or something. I have to shade the arm, and why not brush up the rest of the image too? I stole the title from Netflix, and it kinda just fits perfectly here at the top. My first thought was making it a shade of blue, but it actually works better taking the colors of the highlights inside of the house. This way the brightest element in the image calls back to the title. And all that was left to do was a camera filter. Our second poster is Emily in Paris, and in this one I'm turning her into a zombie. First thing first, I'm gonna import this beautiful photo of Paris, and I'm gonna cut out the sky. Now this is a bit too clean, so I'm just gonna change the perspective of this broken building to match our background, and I'll try to blend it in. I got another one which perspective was a bit harder to match, but I guess that works. In an effort to keep my battle against AI going, I'm gonna cover everything up by hand. Let's add the sky, color match everything, and add an Eiffel Tower. We're just gonna have to break it in half. I found this image of zombies, and I'm gonna use this one as reference for the poster. After cutting out Emily's head, I can position it properly, and now it's just a matter of cutting out pieces of the dress and making them fit. I have these 3 renders of zombies' arm that are perfect. They just need some warping, and the legs are basically the same. But obviously, all of these need shadows to look any good. The dress is way too clean, so let's import some holes. I'm gonna warp them to fit the dress, then I'll take out the black parts and fade the texture. This is where it gets a bit more complex. I imported zombie skin and warped it, then I used the area of the texture to duplicate the dress, and I masked out the black parts to show the skin. After that, I added back the damaged fabric and used its texture as overlay. Then I'm just gonna overlay a rib and some red liquid on top of the dress. Now we can just use these to mask out the sleeves.
Nice job, team! It's
finally time to zombify Emily. I'm gonna replace her eyes, add some gross skin texture, and I'm also making her gray and greenish. I'm also adding a wound to her nose and her cheek. We definitely need to color match Emily to her environment, and we can add some nice highlights as well. To finish this up, I made a gradient and imported the title. I filled it with a shiny metal looking gradient and overlaid some tomato sauce on top of it. And after a camera filter, here's the final result. Our last poster is The Notebook. And to be honest, I didn't even watch the movie, but based on the title alone, I thought it could make for a pretty cool horror poster. I imported a wooden texture to make some sort of table, and on top of that I added an old looking notebook. I added the drop shadow and then lowered the exposure on both of these. And we can also add some more shadows. I'm gonna slide in a nice vintage knife in the corner here and add a little drop shadow. To balance things out, I'll import a crumpled cigarette pack in the opposite corner. And we just need to fix the exposure on it. Now for the suspicious stains, because of course we need these, I'm just changing the blending modes, and it works like a charm. We're gonna need some on the knife too, and now it looks like a proper horror poster. The final element is gonna be the title. I'm gonna write The Notebook with a scary font and add the bezel and emboss to it. I'm also gonna add an inner shadow, and for it to be more readable, I'm gonna import a leather texture on the inside of the letter. At last, I'm just gonna write starring Ryan Gosling and add a much needed camera filter. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love to watch Micah and I turn Frozen into a horror movie in that one.